Holy shit.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another fun-filled episode of Left Side, Strong Side. I'm your host, Chancel, and joined me finally for the first time in what feels like forever. I can't remember last time we were all here at the same time. Jacob London and Mike Deacon both here.
Hello. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm actually able to join the show for once.
Yeah, for once. But yeah, so we are back to talk, all the latest news, most notably the schedule releases, which did happen over the last week. And we got some other stuff to talk about. We're also going to be doing our very first tier ranker. We're going to rank every single starting quarterback from the year 2022, and we mean every starting quarterback in 2022.
Oh God,
there's some deep dives.
There are some deep dives, so we're going to get into that in a second. But before we get into all that, we do some quick little news stories to talk about. First of which, we got some on the extension front for the Giants. The Giants have extended defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence to a 4-year deal worth $90 million, $60 million guaranteed. I think it's a good move for the Giants. I think he's arguably the best player on that defense. I think he's the kind of guy you build around. So I think it's a very smart move. I'm just curious to see what kind of pieces they continue add around him in the next couple of years because that's one of their biggest points of weakness because that defense is pretty, especially in the pass game, but still. Dexter Lawrence, one of the best interior linemen in the game right now. Well-deserved extension.
Yeah, this is going to set the market, too, because there are several players, mine in particular. Quentin Williams, who's looking for a deal like this right here.
Out right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is holding. He took the Jets off of his Twitter bio.
Yeah, that's never a good thing. I love this new era of sports journalism right now, where it's like a player taking a team out of the bio is now news.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the post Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that's true. This is all that fucker Kyler Murray's fault. Other news we have, and this is I hate this piece. So right after signing with the Minnesota Vikings, Zadarius Smith has been officially traded to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah, that is huge. That's massive. Yeah.
Back to the AFC North, but this time he is going to Cleveland. Look, this is Jadeveon Clowney decided to fuck off in free agency. He wasn't really making much of an impact anyway this season, so I do get it. Thing is, he signed a pretty massive deal with the Vikings. It was a 3-year, $42 million contract, but they just traded him after 2 years. They didn't even get that good a return for him. They got 2/5.
I think that's got more to do with. I think this was they signed him. He still wanted out, but this was he wanted to make sure he got his bag first, and I guess because they knew that they were going to have to trade him away, they kind of went, all right, well, we're going to have to trade him, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but I'm reckoning he just said, I want out.
Yeah, the Vikings are going to be a very puzzling team next week because they've made a lot of bizarre moves this offseason.
Yeah,
and
we'll talk about that.
Yeah, today they took Dalvin Cook off all their marketing materials, so looks like he's getting cut.
Yeah, which is
they're gonna have to. They can't afford him.
Yeah.
What's the cap situation for the Vikings?
That's a fair question. I don't know that answer.
They're starting to hit it. I really think they're starting to feel the squeeze of Kirk's contracts.
And they're going to have to pay Jefferson in 2 years. So
I think that's the other big concern they've got they're going to have to start paying.
So the Vikings currently have $11 million in cap space. If they were to cut Dalvin Cook, how much would that save?
His is fairly decent.
Yeah, it's a pretty. I can't.
14 million. 14 million.
That sounds right there. Yeah,
roughly. Yeah, he has a $14 million cap hit. I don't know what they save if they cut him. But he has a $14 million.
If they cut him pre June 1st.
After June 1st, he's going to be after June 1st.
If they cut him pre June 1st, they save about $6 million in cap. If they cut him after. They say, okay, they're gonna cut him. They got to do it after June 1st because they save $9 million in cap space.
Yeah,
okay,
that's happening.
Yeah, that's happening.
which is crazy because like Dalvin Cook, I think is still like he's still like a top 10 back if when healthy.
I think look, Dalvin Cook for the right amount is worth it, but it's the right amount, and what he thinks is the right amount and what is his actual right amount could be two very different things, and that could be where the Vikings are at. He might want an extension as well. Like again, how much? Because I think he's done on guaranteed money.
Yeah, so, he's done, yes. Yeah, the potential. I had to wonder why they're doing it now. Then I realized, their potential out is this year. So
yeah, so it's probably that. Hey, he wants some guaranteed money. So
Jesus Christ, Kirk. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the number right now. Kirk Cousins' cap hit is fucking absurd.
It is for what
he is absurd.
For what he actually delivers, it's insane.
If they cut him after June 1st, they don't get any cap room. They don't get any cap room.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite. Yeah, his dead cap is $48 million.
Yeah. Even if they cut him after June 1st, it's still 20.
Yeah,
that's insane.
My favorite one is the Broncos. The Broncos is the funniest one in the entire world.
They cut him.
If they cut him, it's $107 million.
Speaking of cut quarterbacks, we did get a big news on a quarterback who did start last season. Matt Ryan has been hired by CBS as an analyst for football. However, he did clarify that this is not a retirement announcement.
This is I'm sitting around waiting for someone to break an ankle.
And for somebody.
Yeah. No, look, it's probably the right move because if he took a backup job somewhere else, it would be finagling to get him onto a starting roster. I think he knows that he is 34, 35 of the best.
Did you freeze?
Yeah, I think he froze.
Oh, he might have froze.
What I'll say though, like he did, if you watch the CBS during the playoffs, they were trying him out. He was doing
he was
in studio work. Yeah, he definitely had some nerves to him. Which I get being first time doing that kind of role, but he was very insightful. So I do think this is a good fit.
It is. I am curious to see what Matt Ryan does next season if he does. So if some team is decimated by injury, looking at you 49ers, if something happens, will we see Matty Ice return?
He was
sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know how much of my spiel you heard.
You're the first part of it, not much else.
Yeah, like it was more, I think he knows that he is 35, 36 in quarterbacks right now. Mm-hmm. And so it's the problem with being that number is if there's an injury, it's really hard to go to that team. Right. Because the backup, your team's not going to want to get rid of you as a backup, or they're going to ask for something. So I think this is the right move for him. I really do. If he actually has any desire to continue to being a starter in the NFL, this is the right move for him.
Well, yeah, and also, I was going to say too, like, I don't think Matty Ice is first ballot Hall of Famer, but this also gets him out of the Tom Brady class for the Hall of Fame by saying I'm not retired. He's not going to be eligible for the first time as Brady.
That's true. Oh, that'd be so fun. That'd be so funny if like they were up for the same year and Tom Brady beats him. Like again, he just cannot escape this man. But what I will bring up is there is one other. There are a couple like notable QBs who have not signed anywhere. There is one who people are just avoiding like the plague, and that is Carson Wentz. We're gonna play a little game right now. Where will Carson Wentz sign? Because I cannot see, because like it's not like Matty Ice where like he's old and like injury prone. Like Carson Wentz is young. Like he's still like there are quarterbacks who are older than him who are still starting in the NFL. So like we're gonna call a shot right now. Where will Carson Wentz sign next season?
I'm looking at the West, the NFC West. I think Arizona is a possibility to have somebody to compete with Colt McCoy.
That's a great pick, actually. I do like that. I never thought of Arizona. Jacob, what you got?
Look, Carson Wentz's biggest problem is he's not going to be willing to be a backup anywhere. Is his ego doesn't allow him to be a backup, and I think teams are worried about that, and that's what's so concerning. I do agree. I think the Arizona is probably the best bet because their starter is injured right now. So I think, yeah, there is a spot open. Colt's now retired, so I think it would make sense. I think Arizona is. I thought he did. I thought he announced his retirement.
Did he? Did I miss that?
I was looking yesterday. It still had him listed on their roster, but maybe I missed it.
Yeah, like Colt McCoy is still an active quarterback.
Okay, I thought I read that he was retiring at the end of that he'd retired. Okay, I could be wrong
because he's gonna as of right now he's got the keys. So
yeah, he does.
Yeah. No, fair enough. I don't know who I read then that was retired, but it's not him, I guess.
I'm gonna throw out another one. I'm gonna throw out another one. I'm gonna throw out the Las Vegas Raiders because y'all know something is gonna happen to Jimmy G.
Getting hurt.
Yeah, I think that's a Matt Ryan's spot. I think they call Ryan before they call Wentz.
That's a good point, but I'm still because I think Arizona's the right one, but because you took Arizona, I'm gonna throw out the Raiders.
Yeah,
no, that's fair.
A fair guess.
All right.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like Carson Wentz could be a great Andy Dalton. The problem is his ego won't allow it, and I think that's going to be the problem.
Yep. All right. Moving on to our next thing we got. Okay, so now we're going into all our schedule release stuff. First of which we had the NFL international games announced. So let me pull this up.
Yeah, there's one big point on this that I want to talk about that I think one team has a competitive advantage in this.
Yeah, well, I mean that is Jacksonville, who is playing back-to-back home games in London.
Yeah.
Well, no, one's not a home game. One's away.
No, one's
an away game.
Yeah, and it's against my team, and we're going to lose it. We're going to lose it because they're going to have a competitive advantage.
They're going to have been there for 2 weeks. They're going to be used to everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they're playing the Falcons in week 4 and the Bills in week 5. Mm-hmm. They're also London is also getting Baltimore versus the Titans in week 6. Germany. It was also announced that Germany is getting 2 games this year after the reception to the first game last year. So
that's a fun crowd in Germany. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to hearing that again.
Oh my god, the Germany crowd was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Week 9 we're getting Dolphins versus Chiefs, and week 10 we're getting Colts versus Patriots.
So I want to bring up that the Dolphins Chiefs, they literally are robbing the Tyreek versus Chiefs storyline from the States.
Like Tyreek versus the Chiefs in Arrowhead would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I find that interesting. I really do find that the NFL were like, no, we're not doing that this year. We're not going to have that game. Or like part of me goes, why that one? Or did they just go, no, we absolutely want the Chiefs there, and they wanted it to be a good game. But the problem is they were like, no, we can't do it to Bengals, we can't do it to Bills.
Right.
The Lions would have made sense, but I think they wanted the Lions game as the opening game we'll talk
about that in a sec.
Yeah. I think that was the big thing. So I think that was kind of we can't have it be the Eagles. We can't have there were certain ones that they were limited by, and they wanted the Chiefs there. So I think that was, I think there's something where you can't have it divisional, or like they're very, very, they try very hard not to have them be divisional games because, they get really mad when they lose a divisional home game.
The Jets and the Dolphins had one a few years back I think it was the 2015 season, and that's the last one I remember.
Yeah.
Jets, Dolphins. I'm sorry, I was thinking Jaguars. Never mind. I was wrong. So we did have the full schedule release. Opening, we did all try to pick the opening games. I will give credit to Jacob. He did call this. Season will open with the Chiefs versus the Lions.
This really feels like the NFL going, all right, Lions, prove it. Like,
yep.
It's like the Lions have a really nice schedule. They've got a really nice schedule for them. Look, I think they're going to lose opening round. Like, I think the Chiefs are going to win this. I don't think it's going to be a handed win. I think it's going to be a fairly good, tight, close, competitive game.
I mean, I also see this being a trap game, week 1.
I could, but here's the thing.
Okay, there's the thing.
The opening game of the season. Opening game generally.
So, yeah, being the opening game, I'll say right here, like, you have the now versus the next. That's what they wanted this to be. The team that is the president of the NFL versus the team that is probably going in the direction of being the next big thing. So that's what I view this game as, because obviously you got Patrick Mahomes and they're almost becoming, the Chiefs are almost becoming like the Patriots. And each year it's like, it seems like his offensive weapons get worse and yet he gets better. And then you have the team that is one of probably the 3 best offensive units in football going against them. You know, they want fireworks week 1. They want a high score. This is a perfect game to kick off. I love it.
Yeah, you also got to put that defense to the test, see if they can actually do something this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because if you can hold Mahomes to under like 28 points, you're in pretty good shape.
So I think this is going to be a 38-35 game.
I agree with you. I think that at least one of the teams gets into the 30s.
Yeah.
I could see
bet
that.
The over.
Yeah, bet the over, absolutely. So looking at the primetime breakdown for this week. So most primetime games, we got the Chiefs, the Chargers, for some reason, the Bills, and of course the Cowboys, because Goodell hates us for some reason. Under that, 5 slots, with 5 primetime slots, you got the Jets, the Giants, the Packers, which was surprising me. I'm surprised they got that many primetime
one.
The Vikings, another kind of shocking one. The Raiders, definitely shocking. I don't know how they got this many. The Eagles and Niners, also less shocking. Here's what I'm surprised about. I'm surprised the Chargers have this many primetime games.
I have a feeling it's got more to do with who they play. So
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So they play the Cowboys. The Bears one's a little surprising. The Jets, Aaron Rodgers, Ravens, that'll be a good game.
Yep.
The Raiders is a Thursday night game, and then the Bills. Like, it's got more to do with who they play.
Yeah, they have a tough schedule.
They do. I just have a really tough schedule. I'm probably being over generous in my picks just because I don't want to be murdered. But they got a real tough schedule.
They do. They really do.
And so with no primetime games, we have the Texans, the Falcons, the Cardinals, and the Colts. Funny, I was looking at the Cardinals' home schedule. I'm like, they might not win a single game at home this year.
If they win 3 games, I'll be shocked.
I've got them winning 3. The 3 I've got them winning are the fight for which pick are we technically using first in them versus Houston. I've got them beating the Falcons as just like that random what the fuck are you winning that game for?
Mm-hmm.
And I had them also winning. I have them winning 1 divisional game against the Rams because at that point I think the Rams are going to be gutted.
I was thinking it's fun. I think it's funny that even after last season, the Seahawks still have less primetime games than the Broncos.
Yep, it's insane. So, but we have to thank Amazon for one thing, because like the past couple of years, they've had the rule that every team had to play a Thursday night game, and they got rid of that this year, which is good, so we don't get stuck enduring some of these awful games.
Well, it's funny, like looking one of the most notable things about the schedule release, the fact that like the Niners have 2 Thursday games, which is crazy. Like you give 2 Thursday games to a team who is like notoriously really bad with injuries.
Yeah, the injury-prone team.
I'm shocked by the Falcons having 0 primetime games. Given there is a very real chance they're winning that division.
Yep.
I mean, there's a real chance anybody's winning that division, if we're being completely honest.
Yeah, so I'm a little surprised by Falcons being the 0-1. But but Raiders doesn't surprise me as much just because it is the Raiders. Like they're a name, they're a draw name.
They
Games
get
will
ratings.
shit, but the game will be terrible, but people will watch because it's the Raiders.
Yeah.
It's the same with the Cowboys. It's the same. Like there's certain teams that even if they're a terrible game, people will watch them.
Yeah. One of the thing, the interesting thing that I noticed about this is a team that's getting screwed, I think, massively is the Giants. Like if you look at their schedule, they have like 7 road games in the span of 10 weeks. Like it's really weird.
I've
got
one of the worst schedules on paper right now because of that.
Yeah.
I got Giants winning 6 games. I am missing the playoffs. I think they're in for a rough year. I think last year, the 50 games, they won, I think, 80% of them.
Yeah, they won a lot
It's
of
going to happen again this year. And it's the same thing for the Vikings as well.
Yeah,
Like
but the Vikings, I think, are going to get exposed next season.
Yeah, and that's what I think. And that's where I think this, like, the 1-score games from the last 2 years aren't going to happen again. And these teams are going to get beaten. And that's where I think, you know, I think Giants and Vikings are going to get really hurt by schedule 1 getting tough to pure luck. Like, luck just says you're not going to win that way. I love being back at my parents' where I have no internet. Anyway,
yeah, might have to cut your segment, your later segment now. Sorry, Jacob, I can't let you go on a long diatribe like this.
That's fair.
Yeah, what I was going to say that looking at the Giants, yeah, their schedule, like the schedule maker really just kind of gave them the middle finger this year. If you look at everybody's
I don't understand
schedule,
why.
I don't know. You know the games, but how the games are laid out, they have a tough middle of the season.
They do. Like I don't understand how you're playing 7 road games in the span of 10 weeks. So that seems unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you look at it the other way around. That means you're playing 6 home games in 7 weeks.
But no, you're not though. I guess that's the thing. Like they have like 2 up top, and then like a couple up top, and then a couple in the back. But like they're like really
2, 3, 1. Yeah, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, something like that.
I'm pulling it up right now. Give me a second.
And one of the home games is against the Jets. So that's, while it is a home game, it kind of is a neutral site
Also
game.
an away game.
Yeah.
And the Jets. Oh, and that's right. And that's the Jets coming off their bye.
Off the bye. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to fucking find this schedule right here. Okay. Yeah, so they have 2 and so they have away, home, then 2 away, then another home, 2 away, a home. 2 homes back to back, then 3 aways in a row.
Yeah, that's
and
rough.
then a home. Let's see, a home, a bye week, home again, 2 back to back aways, and then 2 back to back homes. Like it's just really weirdly spaced for them. I don't understand what happens.
That's true. It's funny. I've actually got them losing most of their home games.
That's actually, for looking at the play, that's actually fair.
Yeah, like
so good.
A lot of their home games are tough.
Yeah. I was going to talk about the holiday games for this year. So, of course, we got our usual holiday, but we got some new ones too. So, Thanksgiving this year, we got the Packers versus the Lions, the Commies versus the Cowboys, which I hate because it means they might actually win this goddamn game.
Yeah,
and Primetime Thanksgiving, I guess, you have the Seahawks versus the 49ers. Something that new they're doing this year is a Black Friday game. That's going to be the Dolphins versus the Jets, which is going to be exclusively on Prime. Then you got 3 Christmas Day games. You got the Raiders at the Chiefs. You got the Giants at the Eagles and the Ravens at the 49ers. And I think for the first time, we're getting a New Year's Eve game, which is going to be Bengals versus Chiefs, which that game is going to be that game should be amazing on paper.
Yeah, the Bengals Chiefs game, sign me up right now.
That'll be good. That will be good. Here's the thing. That will be a really good game. Or at that point, they're starting to.
One of them might not have anything to play for.
Yeah, like it's one of those. It's either going to be a really great game or hey, we've wrapped up a division or something. Like it's going to be interesting. Although in the AFC, I can't see that happening by week 16. So like week 16, you think there's still stuff to play for?
Yeah, especially I think more so for the Bengals than the Chiefs. You know, the Chiefs' path is a little clearer, but the Bengals are going to be in a very competitive position this year,
especially considering where the Jags are this season. So and we can talk about that in a minute if you want.
Yeah, I was going to say,
so good.
There is news coming out. You know, obviously the Black Friday game got announced and it was handpicked and everything. That the Jets are actually making a push. They like this idea, and they want this to if they've been pushing for it to become like the Cowboys, like on Thanksgiving. They want that to be their game
to be the Black Friday game.
The Jets get Black Friday. They're pretty awesome, actually.
I'm all for it.
No, here's the thing. They could do it, but they have to, it has to rate really well.
Yes.
And 2, they have to be good this year. If they're not good this year, the NFL's not going to do it. They're going to shop it around. Yeah. The only reason the Cowboys get it is because they're a draw card. It's Jerry World. Like it's the Cowboys. They're the only reason they get it.
I mean, the Cowboys and the Lions have played on Thanksgiving my entire life. Like, you know.
Yeah. So look, you know, the Lions argument maybe, but the problem you got it like that's.
Oh yeah, the Lions have a foothold on Thanksgiving for decades, and they've sucked.
Yeah, but the difference is the Lions one's the 1:00 game. It's not a it's not a primetime game. So because of that, they've kind of been able to get around it. Like that's where I think is this Black Friday game being a primetime night game is the concern if I'm the NFL.
It's a weird time though. It's a 3:00 start, which they don't really do. It's like they do that in the playoffs, but the 3:00 start is so bizarro time.
3:00 Eastern or Pacific?
Yeah, 3:00 Eastern start.
Really?
It's 12:00. Yeah. Wow, that is weird.
That is strange. The other thing that got announced, this was actually yesterday. I almost tried to put this in the show notes, but I did. Peacock has announced that they are getting the exclusive rights to a playoff game. Like this is a game that will air exclusively on Peacock, not on television. They will be the first streaming service to get exclusive rights to a single playoff game.
First big giant L from the NFL in terms of this broadcasting deal. This is a mistake. This is a massive mistake.
I mean, it is kind of a mistake, but I think people forget like Peacock is free. Like you can literally watch football on Peacock for free.
I know, but I do get it. It's 70-year-olds. It's the 70. It's 16, 70-year-olds who have no idea. That's where I'm like, this is a mistake. If that's a big game too, if that's like a Bengals Chiefs or
it won't be
like no, but that's what I'm like. There's going to if this playoffs gets to it, they're all huge games. That's a concern. Like, what if it's okay? At the moment, the least one that I have is Jets Jags.
Yeah,
that's a big game.
I was gonna say this has Jaguars written all over it.
It does. It has Jags.
Oh, imagine if the Chargers Jags game from last year was exclusively the Peacock. Oh my god, that would have been hilarious.
That's more what my concern for is that, you know, I think regular season I'm fine with because ultimately they're games that are just they're regular season games. I don't like doing this for playoffs. I don't like putting playoff games behind a paywall or behind some form of you need to sign into this. It's just because there's going to be a generation of people who have no idea how to do it.
So, and here's another question for you. You know, I know for the Amazon games, if it's a local market, they would put it on. So just for example, say it was Jacksonville, and they're on Amazon, the game will air on one of their local stations because it's, you know, the local team. They haven't said if they're doing that or not. We don't have that answer.
We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they will. Like, okay, so the Peacock game, because the Bills Chargers game is also a Peacock game.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. It's do it. I don't like this one. That's all. This is the one I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, I do get it. I think it's gonna be really interesting to see how this plays out, especially with when we get the playoff picture for sure. But yeah, this could be kind of wild to see how it goes down.
100%.
And then there's the bigger scope of it being Chance, you were right. It's the free service. The free one is the one touching it. How long until
Netflix in the playoff game?
No, but how long until Sunday you need Sunday ticket to get a playoff game. How long until they start really pushing the envelope? Because hey, we got away with the Peacock game. Maybe we can sell Amazon. Amazon now wants a playoff game. ESPN just got a playoff game for the first time. For the first time, and hey, Disney Plus now wants it, or ESPN Plus wants it,
Hulu Plus.
I can start. You start going to get a playoff game. Could you imagine cool? You now have to pay $30 if you want to get divisional games.
To turn football into fucking UFC.
Yeah, and that's the concern. Peacock getting it, it's okay, cool, I get it. But if we're all okay with it, hey, let's push the envelope. Hey, let's keep going. That's my concern. The other thing that I would love to see them do instead, and they won't, but the thing that if they're gonna go this route, do it's $300 up front, and you get every single game, no matter what, all in one spot. You don't have to go through different stations. It doesn't include
playoffs.
Exactly, and that's where it's if Sunday ticket, if they actually say Sunday ticket includes playoffs, then I'm fine.
So we'll see. Anyway, we'll see how this Peacock playoff game plays out for sure. Next thing we're going to be doing is, we got the schedules. We know how things are going to play out. We're going to do a little segment. We're going to, be our call our shot segment. We're not going to do it for every team because we don't care. We're going to spend most of the next couple months predicting games anyway.
Yeah.
So we're going to get our own personal touch. We're going to predict our own team's final record. So, we're going to look at our own, looking deep into our hearts and we're ask ourselves, how do we think our teams are going to do? I'm going to start with you, Mike. What do you have the New York Jets finishing at this year?
So they have a tough schedule. If you look at because they have to play the NFC East, and they also have to play the AFC West. So they have some tough games in there. Plus, their division itself is one of the most competitive in football. I do think they're going to be just above 500. I think 9-8, possibly a 10-7 is right about where they're going to be.
Interesting.
You got them worse than I do.
9-8, 10. Okay, interesting. I mean, yeah, they do it tough, but look, if that defense can play the way it did, and if Aaron Rodgers can just do his thing, I think they'll be all right. I think they'll be all right.
They're actually before the season, which is crazy based on how they've been prior to last year. They're the top ranked fantasy defense right now, which is nuts.
Which is insane.
Do you think 10-7's enough?
It'll make the playoffs. It'll get them to 17
in the AFC.
Yes. Yeah, it'll get them. The 10 will get them in. 9 probably won't, but I think 10 does. And here's the thing: I have the Dolphins right around the same. I think the Jets and the Dolphins are going to be right with each other, and it's going to come down to a tiebreaker.
I've got mine is Browns. I've got Jets at 11-6.
Okay,
and the Browns also finishing 11-6, and it's a tiebreaker that gets them through.
All right,
they play week 17, so that's interesting that you say that.
Yeah,
I want you to talk the Bills. Forget the other teams. Just focus on the Warriors.
Yeah, no, okay. Focusing on the Bills. Look, I've got them going 13-4. I think they've got a tough schedule, but also a pretty nice one and a pretty nice matchup for them.
It's laid out nice.
It is.
Yeah, here's the thing: they play the Jets, who historically have struggled with. But it's week 1, and the Jets are going to be still learning chemistry and dealing with becoming a new team. I think that works out really well for the Bills. And then they get a really good run of Raiders, Washington, Dolphins at home. helps. If it was Dolphins in LA, Miami, I'd be concerned. But Dolphins at home helps. I think they get really screwed over with the Jags game. I think Jags sends them.
You mean the real Josh Allen's going to assert superiority again?
I think the fact that Jags get a week rest in London is really going to hurt the Bills. So
well, hold on, but they're going to spend time looking for real estate in London, so that's going to take up a lot of practice
time. But yeah, I think. Look, I've got Bills winning majority of their games. I think the big scalp they get in terms of playoffs is Eagles. I think they are able to beat the Eagles, but I think they lose to Bengals and Chiefs.
Okay.
All right. Now, going to my team. Now I know you think I'm going to stand up here and say 17-0. And you are wrong because I'm a realist. I know my team. I'm not going to stand up here and, spew, 17-0, undefeated, all that. No, I'm saying the Steelers will go a respectable 16-1.
Oh, okay. Who's the one? Who's the one?
It's the one is gonna be like the most random team. Like it's I look at my schedule. It's gonna be like the Texans or like the Colts. We don't play the Colts this year. Yeah. It's gonna be like the most common thing.
You play the Colts. You don't play the Texans.
We play the Texans this year.
When do you play? Well, you definitely play the Colts. You don't play the Texans.
I thought we did.
You're talking about the horseshoe team?
You do week 4.
The Cowboys?
You play the Colts in week 15.
By the way, Tennessee Titans. Bravo.
That one was great.
That was hilarious. Like that was maybe my favorite schedule release videos. Like that, the Bears and the Steelers.
Oh, the Chargers anime.
The Chargers is good.
I mean, yeah, the Chargers. I felt like I didn't need to say because the Chargers are always really great. But yeah. I'm like, I swear we play the Texans. We do play the Texans. But like, yeah, point is, we are going to lose the most random game on the thing. Probably the Texans, maybe the Colts. One of those two. We'll not lose to both. We're going to go 16-1.
Because you play the AFC South, you've got one of the easier schedules in football.
We do.
We do, yeah.
Point is, I'm being realistic and believing this team is going to go 16-1.
I think they can win 10 or 11.
I've got them 13. I've got them going 13.
We better get double-digit wins, or else I'm throwing Matt Cannon off a cliff.
No, I think they're going to win the division. I think they're going 13-4, and they're going to lose week 1 in the playoffs.
All right, Jacob, since you do your whole prediction, well, I don't want you to go through everything because we're going to do like all the playoff stuff in a few weeks. But I will ask you right now, give us your far too early shot at the Super Bowl this year.
Far too early shot at Super Bowl is Bengals Eagles.
Okay,
with Eagles pulling it off and Bengals lose their fourth Super Bowl.
Oh, I think the Eagles are.
Yeah. Sorry.
I'm like, it is their fourth, isn't it? I forgot about
it's their fourth. My Eagles from last year. I was the one who was just saying the Eagles had the world's easiest schedule, and that's the reason why that they're as good as they are. That this year is Jags. Holy shit, the Jags have an easy schedule. Oh my god.
I legitimately think the Eagles right now have the best roster in football.
Oh, 100%. Like I can't think of many other teams who are better than them.
No, I think they do. And look, it's all good. And again, the Eagles have a nice schedule. Their schedule is nice. Like it's not a walk in the park.
They had the hardest one in football this year.
No, I think that's based. Okay, I think going off who they really are playing, they have they have a nice schedule. They start with Patriots. Patriots aren't going to be a good team.
They're
Vikings. Then Vikings, Bucks, Washington, LA. Jets is probably their first real tough game. Dolphins, Washington again. Then Cowboys at home. Cowboys is their first real, genuine tough game.
Which is funny because that's exactly what we said last year.
Yeah, and then they get their bye, and then I've got them playing Kansas City, and I've got them winning against Kansas City after
they're going to beat Kansas City
because it's after a bye. And I think that's the only reason. Like, and then I think Bills give them their first loss of the season because they're so emotionally spent after beating Kansas City.
That's a tough one too, right there.
Yeah, that's the tough one too. And then they go and lose to the Cowboys at home. Like, I think Cowboys is the one that they split.
All right. Well, that's your early call shop. So we now come to the main event of the show. We're going to be ranking every starting QB from 2023. So let me see. I got the tier ranker right here. So these are the tiers we have right now. We got visual on this, right? Perfect. So we got him. Do I need to zoom in?
Yeah, zoom in. Like, I can't read what the labels say.
Yeah. I'll zoom in a bit. Hold up. There we go.
Yeah, that's
Better. Okay, so yeah, him, good, raw. Calling ambulance. Who the hell is that? Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz. One more. We're not gonna go over a second. And get that son of a bitch off the field. Now the reason I didn't talk about this one because I'm just gonna put this guy right here. First one is Russell Wilson. He gets his own tier. 12 back. That's the first one we're doing right now. So let's get into it. So our first combatant is Aaron Rodgers. Where is he going?
Last year's Rodgers is tough because he wasn't the primary reason the Packers were as bad as they were. They had so many drop passes, but he definitely lost a step. I'm not going to put him in the old category because there's other ones like Joe Flacco who belong there.
I'm putting him in old.
Okay, so we got one for old.
He looked old last year. He looked old.
He's not raw.
He's not raw. I wish we had should we add a mid category? Because I think here's the thing. He had a bad season by Aaron Rodgers standards, but he's still better than most quarterbacks in the NFL. So are we saying old for Aaron Rodgers?
Go with old for now.
All right, we'll go old for now. We'll see if we can move him around. I push for him for a low good because he still had a pretty good season. All right. Next one we got the ginger assassin Andy Dalton.
Carson Wentz.
I can agree. I can concur with that. Carson Wentz.
I'd almost argue Kirk Cousins.
Ooh. Okay. So we got two.
Okay. So is Kirk Cousins overpaid and underdelivered?
Kirk Cousins in my mind is mid.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay.
It's like the old Flacco one.
See, I thought I'm going Kirk Cousins overpaid, underdelivered. Carson Wentz should be a backup.
So Carson Wentz in my mind is just plain out bad. Carson Wentz just the regular bad. Get that son of a bitch on the field, just absolute horrid QB play.
Yeah,
all right. I'm okay with Carson Wentz then, if that's where we're going with that.
Carson Wentz. Yeah, we'll go Carson Wentz. Up next, Anthony Brown, QB3 for the Ravens.
Who the hell is that?
What is that?
All right, we got our answer. Who the hell is that? All right, up next we got Bailey Zappi.
He was a who the hell is that?
He was the who the hell is that?
Raw. I'm just gonna go raw.
Raw?
Because he actually when he played
better than Mac.
Decent.
Yeah, I can give him raw. I'll give him raw.
Yeah.
All right, Baker. This is a fun one. Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield is Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Now, does he go higher or lower than
He's higher. He's higher
he's higher because of he's higher just based off the LA game, the Raiders game.
All right, up next. We got Brett Rippon.
Who the fuck is that?
Who the hell? I mean, who the hell is that?
Okay, so all right, so we know that he's the backup for the Broncos when Russell Wilson.
Pretty much all the backups are gonna get who the hell is that?
Oh no, some will not.
No, I know some won't, but pretty much.
Next, Brian Hoyer. I think he has to go into old.
Yeah, he's definitely old. That's
old.
Textbook old.
All right, we got old. Definitely below Aaron Rodgers. Next, Brock Purdy.
Raw.
Oh,
He showed so much potential, but
I want to say good. I want to say good.
He barely had to do anything, so we don't know how good Brock Purdy really is.
That's the thing.
Okay.
We'll give him the highest spot in Raw.
Yeah. Okay. If we get
all right. Up next, Bryce Perkins.
Who the hell is that?
All right, there we go. There's our answer. Okay, so we have to bring. So so does Bryce Perkins go above Anthony Brown?
I have a feeling that who the hell is that tier is literally a who the hell is that tier. So it doesn't really matter where they're being ranked.
All right. Up next, Carson Wentz. Now, my question for you is: Carson Wentz so bad? Carson Wentz so bad he transcends his own category.
Yeah, absolutely.
And goes straight to get the son of a bitch off the field. Okay, cool. All right, but Carson Wentz, get that son of a bitch off the field. Up next, Colt McCoy.
Old.
Yeah, all right. Let's go old. We'll put him below Brian. Yeah, below Brian Hoare. Why the hell not? Up next, Cooper Rush.
He was decent. Like
I say Kirk Cousins.
Look, in the games he had to play, I'm gonna go Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'd give him Kirk Cousins, honestly.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, he wasn't bad.
All right, Kirk Cousins. Dak Prescott. Definitely Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. He's the best Kirk Cousins, but Kirk Cousins.
But is he below or above
better than Rush?
Yeah.
All right, fine.
We're not relitigating that.
All right. Yeah. All right. Depending on who you ask, either Danny Dimes or Danny Derps. Actually, no, quick story. I talked to a friend of mine who's like a massive Giants fan. Okay, I keep insisting. I'm like, you're gonna regret that Jones contract. Trust me, you will. He said to me, he's one AJ Brown away from being an MVP.
Wow.
Daniel Jones. I think I would say Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah, low Kirk Cousins. I'm fine with that.
Above or below Cooper? I think it's above Cooper.
Probably above Cooper.
Above Cooper. The way he played last year.
Is he above Dak though?
No.
All right, fair enough. I'm about to say he won a playoff game, but so did Dak, so it's fine. David. Okay, I think we need a new tier. Gonna go left side, strong side, Hall of Fame.
Oh God.
Because he definitely that's where he fits in my mind. Ah, crap. Hold on. I can't read it. Delete. All right. Gotta find one that we can read.
Yeah, there you go.
That should do. There we go. Left side, strong side, Hall of Fame. The immortal David Blau definitely goes in there.
David Blau.
The immortal David Blau. All right. Up next, Davis Mills.
Get that son of a bitch off the field.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, probably.
Above or below Carson Wentz?
Below.
He's below him, yeah.
I don't know. Carson Wentz was pretty hard last year.
Yeah. Actually, no. Davis Mills wasn't too. Yeah, I'd go above. I'm going to go above.
Carson Wentz. Up next. Can either of you tell me who this guy is?
No.
Nope.
Okay. This is Davis Webb. So we already know where he's going.
Who the hell is that?
Backup QB for the Giants, Davis Webb. All right. Up next, you got Derek Carr. I say Kirk Cousins, but the highest Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Last year, he wasn't very good. Like, if we're going career, yes. Last year, he's a Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. So I got one for Kirk.
He's the highest Carson Wentz.
We got one for Kirk, one for Carson Wentz. Mike, where do you fall?
I mean, I take him over Cooper Rush. So, I mean, we have Cooper Rush and Kirk. Yeah. So
okay, that's fair. I'll give you that.
All right. So where is he? So I guess it's a mid Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
All right. Up next. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Deshaun Watson.
12 bathrooms.
Get that son of a bitch out the field.
Okay. Yeah.
Or put him in 12 bathrooms. Do either one. Actually, no. Russell Wilson has to own that one. So
yeah, fair enough. All right.
We'll put him
I was just more meaning is he probably has fun in 12 bathrooms.
No, that's 12 massage. We need to add that 12 massage parlors.
Or
No,
23
massage.
Do we add 23 massage parlors?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's do that one. All right, hold on. Add a row below, and here we go.
You move. Anyway,
Now I'll put him back. I'll put him back.
all right.
Here we go. Let's see, 22 massage parlors. Oh, sorry, I think it's 24 massage parlors now.
Sounds right.
All right, cool. Good, and that's the Deshaun Watson tier.
There we go.
All right. Oh, that's why I didn't move that down. Okay, he definitely, yeah. That's good. All right.
There we go.
Desmond Ritter.
Raw.
I think this one would go raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we'll put him in raw because like he actually like towards the end of the season wasn't too bad, but definitely raw. And I put him above Zappy. Above Zappy or below Zappy?
Above Zappy, I think.
All right,
Yeah.
Here's one.
Nuggets murdering the Lakers.
Are they really? That's what I thought. Gardner Minshew. This one I proposed left side strong side Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
There we go. But do we put him above or below David Blau?
Oh, David Blau's the king.
Yeah.
All right, so put him below. Damn! I deleted him. That's not good. I gotta add the one. I gotta add the one below. Ah, damn it.
Yes.
Here we go. All right. Up next, Geno Smith.
I say good.
Good. Our very first entry in the good category.
And who would have thought last year at this time it would be Geno Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah. Legitimately was good last year.
All right. Up next, who's next on the list? Jacoby Brissett. Kirk Cousins.
No, I'm gonna go Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
A high Carson Wentz.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
all right, so I was about we'll go
I think
about
he's
highest
above
Carson
Baker.
Wentz. We're not wasting time with Jalen Hurts is him.
Him. That's no questions asked.
Absolutely
Him.
him. Let's see. Jameis Winston. I'd say Carson. I got Carson Wentz.
Yeah, Carson Wentz, and he has to go below Dalton because
Yeah,
he got benched for Dalton.
Yeah. All right. Up next, Jared Goff. I'm leaning Kirk Cousins.
I'm gonna put him in Kirk Cousins. I think he was on par with Dak. Like I don't think he is much better than Dak last season.
All right, so I got one Kirk Cousins. Mike, you're saying good?
Like the bottom of good, like the last person you put in good.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with putting him as the last person in good. Then, yeah, I'm fine with that.
He did a pretty solid season. Like not great, but pretty solid. So I'll give him like the last spot in good. Up, okay. Can you tell me who this guy is?
Nope.
Okay, this is Jarrett Stidham. So we already know where he's going.
Oh my god.
All right. Up next, this I already know where this is going. This is Kyle Allen.
Kyle Allen, nice.
Or is that Jeff Driscoll? I can't tell. No, that's Jeff Driscoll. That's Jeff Driscoll.
Yeah.
Either way, we know where he's going because of that. We know where he's going.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Jimmy Jesus.
Ambulance.
And call an ambulance. All right. Joe Burrow.
Him.
Right there.
Him. Wow.
Moving on. Joe Flacco. Okay, fine.
Oh.
I'll be fair. I'll put him in him. Below Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Joe Flacco after what? No, he's old because he did have two good games. I can't put him in. Yeah, he's old.
He's the bottom
of old. I think he's the king of old.
I think we have to put him above Colt McCoy.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Because he at least beat the Browns.
One of the greatest.
Steelers.
Actually, no. Zach Wilson played that game.
Well, you're right. Wilson came back the week early. Yeah, that's right.
That's what makes that loss worse. All right. So up next we got John Wolford.
The Hall of Fame.
That's true. Hall of Fame.
He just got signed by was it the Raiders? I just saw recently a notification that he got signed.
Yeah. All right. Up next, Josh Allen. Jacob.
He's him.
He's him. Come on.
He's him.
I'm willing to put him third. I'm willing to put him behind Burrow because after last year, I think he was the weakest of. Because I think realistically, there's one more quarterback that's going in him.
Yeah, 100%. There's one more, but
and I think Allen's the worst of them. But yeah.
All right. Up next, Josh Dobbs.
Get that son of a bitch off the field.
Yeah. Below Carson Wentz. I think he's got below Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, this is gonna be an interesting one. Justin Fields.
Oof. Part of me wants look. Has he graduated from Raw?
I don't fully think so. I think
he's the top of Raw. He's the top.
I would agree.
But here's my thing: is he at a point where he should have?
No, he's only 2 years.
And I think a lot of people are distracted by his numbers because of fantasy, because like he was a top tier fantasy player. On the field, he did okay, but he was terrible in the 2-minute drill. So he's raw.
All right.
Yeah, I would agree. I thought Brock Purdy be the top of Raw. I was wrong. It's gonna be just.
But if Fields, this is his last year. This is like he has to break out this year.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I would agree.
And they've done a lot for him.
Up next,
no, they have.
Justin Herbert.
Top of good.
I would honestly give Justin Herbert him status.
I don't think he's there yet.
Taylor can't hear me. Thank Christ. After the playoff game, I think I got to go good.
Yeah, but
I also don't think the playoff game was all his faults, and like
it wasn't. Look, that's more on coach. That is definitely more on coach. Look, if you want to put him at the bottom of him, that's fine. But I just think him should be the 4. I think the 4 best quarterbacks in football right now.
I agree.
We'll leave him there. Top of good. It's still good. Still a solid spot for him. Yeah. Up next, now you're talking about this one. We got Kenny Pickett. Just gonna go ahead and move him up there.
Raw.
There we go. All right, moving on.
He is not in him. He is not in him. He is raw as fuck.
Well, you know what? I'm controlling the tier, and I'm saying he is him.
You didn't put him in the Hall of Fame?
No, him.
No, he is not him. He is either Hall of Fame or Raw. Which one?
Him.
It's not him.
That is him. No, that is him. But that is also. But that is him. Fine. I'll compromise from the top of good.
Good. Oh my god.
Fine, I'll be fair. Happy now? Top of
that's fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with
totally fine.
But trust me, next year he's gonna be in him, and I will not.
If you're gonna take him in the first round of fantasy, Mr. Little Mermaid, who's probably picking in the top 3.
I'm not gonna put him top of fantasy, but I will pick him if he's there.
If they go 13-4, like I think they will, and win a playoff game, which is the other big important part of it, I will put him in him.
He will be in him. No matter what happens next season, he will be in him.
But if they I'm okay. If he gives what's his name his first losing season, if he gives Tomlin his first losing season.
If Mason Rudolph couldn't do it, and Kenny Pickett won't.
Yeah, but if Kenny Pickett does, you're going to be calling for his head.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right, Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
But is he the best Kirk Cousins?
No, Jack's better than Kirk.
Yeah, I agree.
He's not. Kirk Cousins isn't even the best Kirk Cousins. Here we go. Here's Kyle Allen.
That's Kyle Allen. Who the hell is that?
Yeah, there we go. But Kyle Allen here. Wow, it's kind of crazy how much Jeff Driscoll and Kyle Allen do look alike.
Yeah.
All right. I'm willing to
Kyler
say
Murray.
I'm debating
Call an
between
ambulance.
ambulance or creating a Call of Duty tier.
Why did we think of that?
Why did we think of that? No, yeah, I like that.
Playing Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
All right, here we go. I'll add that in right now. Here we go. Call of Duty.
He's gonna get to play it a lot this season.
Oh, yes, we
Yep.
will.
His Sundays are free.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Playing Call of Duty. All right,
And
Lamar
it's gonna be
Jackson.
free and it's very likely going to be free on Game Pass for him. So
There we go. Lamar Jackson.
ambulance.
Just under Herbert.
I'm going to say ambulance. Dude was
Well,
injured.
ambulance is good too, but
I was calling ambulance, but above Jimmy G.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Let's see. Mac Jones.
Get that son of a bitch off the field.
I'm not gonna go that far. I would say Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I'm Carson Wentz. I'm Carson Wentz, but probably just mid. I think that's where he is right now.
He is very close to get that son of a bitch off the field.
He is. Look,
He's on
if
the
he
shortest
does have-
leash.
Yeah.
All right, Malik Willis. I think he is the king of Raw.
Yeah. I'll give him this year, but next year he's gonna get that son of a bitch off the field.
He's
if he doesn't
third string. He's not unless there's 2 injuries. He's not even going to play.
Yeah, that's true.
So are we going bottom of Raw then?
Yeah, I'm going bottom of Raw.
He's
but
not getting on the field. He's
Yeah.
looking at the XFL.
Marcus Mariota.
Get that son of a bitch off the field.
he wasn't good.
Yeah. Above or below Carson Wentz.
Below Carson Wentz. I think he's in line with Carson Wentz.
All right.
Matt Ryan, old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Top of old. Now here's my thing. Do we want to put Aaron Rodgers with all the other guys? I moved to good.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
He was better than Jared Goff last season.
True.
All right. Matthew Stafford. Ambulance.
Yeah, above Jimmy G.
Above Jimmy G? We'll go above Jimmy G. Yeah, Matt Stafford at least didn't step out of the end zone. All right. Mike White. I already know where this dude's going. Hall of Fame. White power.
Hey, I'll be right back.
Okay. We'll see where we land on this next one while Jacob goes. Oh, I want him to come back for this next one. So let's see where we're at.
I feel like Mike White should actually go a little bit like right after Gardner. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it. So let's touch on the Hall of Fame. We got, of course, the immortal David Blau, Gardner Minshew II, Mike White Power, and John Wolford.
Yeah, there we go.
We got Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen. Kenny Pickett should be here, but I was overruled. Good. Justin Herbert, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, and Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Raw, Kenny Pickett, because, under duress, Kenny Pickett. You'll be in him next year, buddy. Don't worry. Justin Fields, Brock Purdy, Desmond Ridder, Bailey Zappi, and Malik Willis. Remember people thought he was going to go at 2?
Mm-hmm.
Remember people thought Malik Willis could go at 2?
They thought he could go 1. He was invited to the draft.
I feel like Anthony Richardson could be like Malik Willis 2.0. I thought that's what scares me about him.
But the fact that they took Levis, just like, if I'm the Titans, like, and there is a backup who gets injured in training camp, you trade Willis as quick as possible.
Yeah. Old Matt Ryan, Joe Flacco, Brian Hoyer, and Colt McCoy.
Totally.
Gone ambulance. Lamar Jackson, Matt Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo. All these guys, and who the hell is that? Who I know, but like neither of these guys do.
I knew Kyle Allen. That was the only one.
Kirk Cousins. We got Black Kirk Cousins, regular Kirk Cousins, Goth Kirk Cousins, Eli Manning mixed with Kirk Cousins, and redheaded Kirk Cousins. Carson Wentz got Jacoby Brissett, Baker Mayfield, Mac Jones, and the 2 Saints quarterbacks, weirdly enough. 24 massage parlors, Deshaun Watson, 12 bathrooms, Russell Wilson, playing Call of Duty, Kyler Murray, and get that son of a bitch off the field. We got Davis Mills, Carson Wentz, Marcus Mariota, and Josh Dobbs. We're adding one because Mitch Trubisky is definitely in get that son of a bitch.
He's the top. That is the top of get that son of a bitch off the field.
Cost the Steelers a playoff spot, you son of a bitch. I'll never forgive you for that. All right, up next, we got Nathan Peterman.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
God.
Hall of Fame. All right, up next, Nick Foles.
Old. He looked old last year.
He did. Feel bad because, fellow University of Arizona alum Nick Foles, but yeah, he looked pretty old.
He looked terrible in that start.
He did.
Yeah.
Up next, Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, that's number one.
That's the.
Get on the field. I'm tired of it. Tired of the propaganda.
He's your new Tom Brady, isn't he?
He's becoming it.
I mean, he hasn't whooped the Steelers that many times. If we face the Chiefs every year, we keep losing, then we might need Tom Brady. But also, I like watching Patrick Mahomes more than I've ever liked watching Tom Brady. So
that's fair. Yeah, like I even as a Bills fan, I don't hate Patrick Mahomes just because at least the games are fun. I'm over it, but I don't hate him.
The thing about Mahomes, like he does, at least like watching him, I'm seeing him do things I've never seen a quarterback do before.
Exactly. Yeah. Brady was just like, fuck, he's gonna march down the field with 10-yard passes and score a touchdown. Mahomes, you never know what's gonna happen.
He's gonna be dinking and dunking all day, which for some reason teams cannot stop.
Yeah.
Which is why I will contend that Brady's the overrated athlete of all time. But moving on.
But like Brady's frustrating to watch.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like in that, how can you not stop him? Whereas in Mahomes is you just sitting there.
You're not stopping him.
You're just sitting in awe of how are you not stopping him?
All right. PJ Walker.
I'm gonna go low Wentz.
Yeah, I mean, like he at least had like one really good. Well, he would have had one good one had enough. No, he did have one good one. He beat Tom Brady. Just for that. Just for beating the brakes off Tom Brady.
Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame for beating Tom Brady. Hall of Fame.
Just for beating the brakes off Tom Brady. All right. Up next, we got Ryan Tannehill.
They're at a point. I think it's either Carson Wentz or get that son of a bitch off the field.
He's the bottom of Carson Wentz. I think I take Carson Wentz.
Like,
yeah,
they're
there.
at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sam Darnold.
I think he's the best Carson Wentz.
No, I don't think so.
Because Baker played better than him.
I think he's below Mac Jones too. If he's a Carson Wentz,
he's right on par with Mac Jones. I think, honestly.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I'll put him above Mac Jones. I'd rather watch Sam Darnold play than Mac Jones because Sam Darnold will make some hilarious mistake, whereas Mac Jones is just going to be
he'll be
going from last year. Last year, Sam Darnold wasn't that bad. Sorry, last year he wasn't.
He still wasn't great, though. I think Carson Wentz.
Look, Mac Jones last year was horrific. Sam Darnold last year was not awful. His Jets period was terrible, but last year he was not horrific.
Listen, let me find his stats from last year. I'm actually very curious what he rings up as. So let's see. Sam Darnold finished. Let's see. Fuck, where the hell are his stats? All right, he finished last year. Let's see, 82 for 140 for 1,143 yards, 7 touchdowns and 3 picks. That's Carson Wentz.
Yeah, it's Carson Wentz, but it's not like I think it's not like horrific.
No,
yeah, no, we'll give him mid Carson Wentz.
High end backup.
Yeah.
All right. Up next, Sam Ehlinger. Is either who the hell is that or get that son of a bitch off the field?
He's approaching get that. He's played enough games now that I think it's get that son of a bitch off the field.
Yeah,
fair enough. Was not good. Below Carson, probably below all these guys.
Yeah, he was bad.
All right, Sam Howell.
Raw. That's textbook Raw right there. We don't know.
I would agree. Jacob.
Yeah, I'm happy with Raw.
All right, we'll put him below Desmond Ritter.
Yeah, that's totally
Sam
fair.
Howell beat the Cowboys, so I'll go right here. All right, up next, Skylar Thompson.
It turned in to get that son of a bitch off the field eventually.
He did.
Yeah.
He eventually got here. Oh, man. He gave us hope, too. I'll put him above Mariota. All right. Taylor Heineke.
He's tough.
I want to say Kirk Cousins. I want to say low Kirk Cousins.
I'll give Kirk Cousins.
Taylor Heineke just willed them. He willed them to a couple of wins.
Willed them to wins. He just was like, I am taking this team to win this game.
All right, so above or below Daniel Jones. I think that's where we're at right now.
Probably below. But
I think he's below. I think, yeah.
That's fair.
He has an outside chance of starting for the Falcons.
Teddy Bridge. Ambulance.
He's tough too. Yeah, ambulance. Yeah.
Ambulance.
Yeah. It'd be nice.
Right.
Give him ambulance.
Tom Brady.
Old.
Definitely old.
Old.
All right. Actually, no, screw that. There we go.
Yes.
I'll put him back in old. All right. Do either of you know who this is?
No.
This is Trace McSorley. So we already know where he's going.
He's Trace McSorley.
He played like 2 games.
He was one of the 4 Cardinals starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Next, Trevor Lawrence. Make great strides. I put him in good.
High good.
He's good. He is definitely good. I'm
right there.
Love
yeah,
Gina.
I'm happy with there.
All right. Up next, we got Trevor Simeon.
Get that son of a bitch off the field.
Yeah, he's graduated to get that son of a bitch off the field.
He was worse than Peterman.
He was. Somehow. He was somehow worse than Peterman. This next one, this might be the king of ambulance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ambulance.
Ambulance. No, he's not the king. The next person is the king.
Yeah.
Wait,
The
who's
person-
next? Oh, Tua. No, Tua is the king
Who
of
is the king of
ambulance.
that?
All right. Next one, we got Tyler Huntley.
Carson Wentz. I'd go
Carson Wentz.
mid. I'd go mid. Carson Wentz. Better than Baker. Better than Baker. Better than Baker.
Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and finally,
the single worst
Get
player
that son
from
of a
last
bitch
year.
off the field.
is he the king of get that son of a bitch off the field?
He is.
Oh, he's the
king.
worst player from last year. So yes.
Yeah.
All right, so we have our tier from last season. My God, this is what a collection of men.
Our Hall of Fame is fantastic.
Our Hall of Fame was great. All right, so that was we will be posting this online. That was our tier of every starting quarterback from the year 2022, and that brings us to the end of the show. So, Jacob, where can we find you at?
You guys can find me over at the Lights on the Screen podcast every single week that I do with Taylor and Elena. You can also find me at Twitter on Jacob Blunden and Letterboxd at Jacob Blunden.
Mike?
You can find me every Wednesday night on What the Show. And so this summer, the 3 of us are going to be tracking a couple of movies because it's going to directly affect our fantasy football draft position. Jacob is rooting for Elemental. Chance is rooting for The Little Mermaid. And I, unfortunately, have to root for Oppenheimer.
Yeah, at Twitter, Instagram, Chance Wars _91. Check out the Toys by Chance podcast episode on The Sing just dropped this past weekend. Our episode on Beauty and the Beast. Because Little Mermaid coming out, will be coming out in the next couple days. That's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.